Good morning, dear grade 9. Let's make appetizers today. I will demonstrate to you some of the easiest appetizers that you can also prepare at home. Here is our learning target. I can prepare appetizers according to standards. Patatas Bravas, potato wedges, and potato cheese balls. These are just some of the appetizers that you can prepare easily. Potatoes are one of the cheapest foods available that is also rich in carbohydrates and fiber. Get ready for the demonstration of these potato appetizers, starting with Patatas Bravas. Patatas Bravas is a dish native to Spain. It's typically made up of potatoes that had been cut into irregular cubes, then fried in oil and served with a warm, spicy sauce. For this recipe, you will need 3 medium potatoes, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and oil for frying. Here is the complete set of the recipe. Don't forget to wash and peel the potatoes. Cut this into cubes and preferably into bite-sized chunks. We will boil the potatoes before frying. To do this, just prepare a pot with water, add salt, pepper, and the potatoes. The salt and pepper will serve as the seasoning for the potatoes. Cover the pot and let this boil for about 10 minutes or until slightly tender. Then remove from heat, drain, and let it air dry for at least 30 minutes to form an outside crust before frying. Fry this on hot oil until golden brown. After 10 minutes, fry again. This is to ensure that the potatoes will be really crispy. And here is our finished product. Next recipe, potato wedges. Potato wedges are unpeeled potatoes that are cut in wedges that is either baked or fried. They are often served with a sour cream, but for this recipe, we will use the mayo garlic dip. For this recipe, you will need 3 medium-sized potatoes, cornstarch, flour, salt, pepper, and oil for frying. Here is the complete list and the measurement of the recipes. I also added the recipe for the dip. Cut the potatoes into wedges. Since potato wedges are usually unpeeled, make sure to wash the potatoes thoroughly, making sure that there will be no dirt left on the potato skin. You can cut the potato wedges bigger or smaller depending on your preference. Prepare the coating by combining the cornstarch, flour, salt, and pepper. Mix and coat the potatoes. I usually add the potatoes when they are still wet to make sure that the flour mixture can hold well, or you can add about a half tablespoon of water. Fry this on hot oil on medium fire until golden brown. For the dip, combine mayonnaise, minced garlic, and a pinch of salt. Mix this and be ready to serve. You can also add chili powder for an extra kick. And here is our finished product. The last recipe for potato appetizers, potato cheese balls. Potato cheese balls are mashed boiled potatoes that are shaped into balls, added with cheese, coated with breadcrumbs, and then fried. For the recipe, you will need 3 potatoes, salt, pepper, flour, chili powder which is optional, and cheese which will be cut into cubes. For the coating, we need 2 eggs, flour, and breadcrumbs. We will also be needing oil for frying. Here is the complete list of the recipe with the measurements. Start by boiling the potatoes until tender. This will take about 15 to 20 minutes of boiling. Make sure to cool the potatoes before proceeding to the next step, which is grating the potatoes. Traditionally, this is done by mashing with a pastry blender or fork, but I find it easier to mash the potatoes by grating them first before mashing. After grating, add flour, salt and pepper, and chili powder if you have any. Mix this and this will be ready for shaping. Make sure to ready your ingredients for coating. To shape the mashed potatoes, get about a tablespoon of mixture, flatten it with your fingers, add the cube cheese, and coat it by rolling it into the flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. These are now ready for frying. Fry the potatoes on medium heat until golden brown. And these are the finished potato balls. Yes, I have more appetizers for you. Let's continue with the making of mini Scotch eggs. A Scotch egg consists of a whole, soft-boiled or hard-boiled egg wrapped in seasoned ground pork and cooked by baking or frying. For this version of Scotch eggs, we will be using quail eggs. For this recipe, you will need 250 grams of ground pork, 1 small onion, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of fine breadcrumbs, or if you don't have fine breadcrumbs, you can use flour, and quail eggs. For the coating, you need 2 beaten eggs, 1/2 cup of flour, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, and oil for frying. Start by washing and boiling the quail eggs. Add a tablespoon of vinegar for easy peeling after boiling. This may take about 5 minutes of boiling because I prefer hard-boiled eggs. After this, cool the eggs on water. To season the meat, add salt and pepper and the chopped onions. Mix this. Add 1 egg, and the fine breadcrumbs. This is the breadcrumbs I use for pandesal, but you can also use flour to bind the ingredients together. I also added chili powder. For coating, I just did the same process I did for coating the potato cheese balls. This time, I am shaping the ground meat and wrapping the quail eggs inside. Technically, these are just meatballs with an egg inside. Fry this on medium-low heat until golden brown. And these are the finished Scotch eggs. We are down to the last appetizer, cheese sticks. Cheese sticks are cheese cut into strips and wrapped with lumpia wrapper. You can also coat the strips with breadcrumbs. Here is the recipe for cheese sticks. 1 box of cheese cut into strips, lumpia wrappers, and oil for frying. Start by cutting the cheese into strips. The cheese is sticking on my knife, but for easy cutting, you may freeze the cheese or you may brush some oil into the knife. Wrap the cheese by placing it at the center of the wrapper and start folding the sides. Roll the wrapper and brush some slurry, which is made up of flour and water, or you can use beaten eggs to seal the cheese sticks. Fry this until golden brown. And here's the final product. And that's it! These are all examples of hot appetizers, but you can also prepare cold appetizers like fruit kebabs and canapes. Make sure to read the instructions and rubrics of the performance task that I posted at the Google Classroom. And also, don't forget that CSMA would like you to realize that this lesson teaches you to be mindful of yourself, to people around you, and to your environment. Have a nice day ahead! Bye!